everyone, and welcome back to Halftime Chat and Addie's Diary. I am your host, Aday Lane, and we are here with Dena Drake, the sister of Tony Thompson from the legendary group High Five. Dena, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. How are y'all doing today? You doing okay, Addie?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you. And we do have an international audience, as I tell all of my guests. So we have guests in England, guests in America. And so, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. So, was there a huge music scene growing up at the time, or were you just interested in music based on like your family, or how did your introduction to music start?
Well, it always started when I was growing up because I was into dance. So I always was in talent shows. That was the main thing back in the 80s and 90s was talent shows. So I was into dance. Of course, my brother was in singing for talent shows, but I used to imitate. You just posted about her, Janet Jackson.
Hmm.
They used to call me Little Janet in school because I
Okay.
knew all her moves. Everybody did Michael, but I did Janet.
You did
So,
Janet Queen,
and
yes.
then it was so cool that when I found out who my dad was, that my brother was into singing and I was into dancing. And
Hmm.
we didn't even grow up together until later on. And then when we met, it was just connection with my him and my sister because we're Virgos. Virgos, we're not standoffish, but quiet. We were observant till we get that feeling. So my birthday is August 29th. My brother's September 2nd, and my sister Alice Thompson is September 3rd. And
Right.
we both were like quiet, but we're shy, but we're not. I wouldn't say we're quiet. If
Right.
you get to know us and we click, then we talk a lot. And that's how Tony was. He's very excited about all music. That's all he talked about. So he was blessed to sing, and that's all he did. He didn't have a regular job like I had to have a regular job, stuff like that. So he started. I also ran into. I'm not sure if you heard of the group in Waco called Adore. It
Adore.
was yeah, they started before High Five. It's called Adore, Ador with the apostrophe. It was a guy named William Walton. He really got my brother Tony Thompson an audition with Job on the phone. See, they were going to sign a door, which they did, but when they heard Tony, they wanted him, and then they set up the group, High
Wow.
Five for the other one. So he's no longer here. His name was William Walton back in Waco. He's in the group High Five. I ran into actually the other member in the group, High Five. His name was Eric Cuffey. He was there. So that would have been cool. But William would have really had a good story to tell you about how he had my brother to audition over the phone. And I saw someone else post about it. I'm like, how did they know about that? About William Walton of Adore. But yeah, you gotta look that up.
That's awesome. And it's good that, when you just went to Waco, you got to see a few of the original members. So it's like a
Right.
little nod to the past. But you spoke
Mhm.
about growing up with Tony and later in life. Do you remember what age you were when you guys met later in life?
Yeah, because I was a late teenager, and I was like, when I met, because I think my mom was trying to say, oh, your brother, making sure, because I was friends with somebody else from the group, so making sure I wasn't talking to my
Right. Right.
found out.
Hmm.
Uh, and then all of a sudden, my aunt was like, "Oh, I know where your dad be at." And then when I finally met Tony, my dad, Tony Thompson, by my aunt, which they knew, and to find out my siblings on that side, they said they knew of me. I just It just sort of bothers me that I didn't grow up with them when they was little, when I was right in Waco.
Hmm.
But when we met, it was like, you're not coming to see me. We just hit it off real quick. They always wanted me to come by to see them, like my sister Alice, rest in peace. She used to always let her youngest kids watch me on Soul Train. So we were talking about during my birthday, I went to Waco and hung out with her two oldest daughters, and they were reminiscing being with their mom. And on Saturdays, they would wait on me to be on Soul Train and watch me. So I was like, oh, I was their star when I met them. So they
Yeah.
um their Uncle Tony too. They got, I don't know if you've seen that picture with all of his nieces in the pictures he was holding them and they were around him. I don't know, I need to post it, but yeah, we hit it off really good, but it was something uh, that I didn't know who it was, and then when I did, I mean, I was already like trying to be on like Soul Train. So before we both had different lives. I was into dance, he was into singing.
Mhm.
So and then all of a sudden, I hear that. I don't know if y'all heard that noise. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My mom called me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my phone. My mom calls me about this time too. But yeah. What was I saying?
You were talking about you were into dancing and he was into singing growing
Right,
up.
and singing, and then of course, I wish my other sister was on here. He used to sing in talent shows in Waco, and his
Mhm.
favorite was Ralph Tresvant from New Edition. So he would sing his songs and be like Ralph, which I got to meet Ralph, and he was like, "Yeah, your brother." They loved him, him and Bobby Brown. They were like, "That's my boy right there."
Yes,
So,
yes. So you
mhm.
had a little so you had a career on Soul Train. How did that happen? What was that intro to Soul Train like for you?
Oh, it was so great. I always watched the show, and I was a dreamer. I said one day I'm gonna be on that show. So one day, of course, I always been in talent shows. It's who you know, people who you know. So one day, it was like I live in Dallas. So when I was living in Dallas, someone said that Shamar Moore was doing a talent event called Divas and something. But I was the last minute I said I'm gonna be on there because he's the host. You see what I'm saying? So I can ask him. But
Mhm.
when I asked him, he's like, "Well, they just hired me." You know, he was real cool and down there. He said they just hired me. I don't know how really they get talent on the show. So about a year later, I guess I went to not Soul Train, but BET Awards, and I met someone. I just started talking about it. He was like, "I know somebody you can talk to," and his name was Eric Kasim. He was a talent. What do you call it? The person who looks for talent for the show.
Talent manager or
Yes.
talent
No, it's talent. Is it coordinator?
talent
Something.
coordinator. I think that's
Yes.
right. Yeah, talent coordinator.
So I called him up and then we talked like we knew each other and he invited me to be on the show and the rest is history. I got to be on the main platform the day, first day and was on high rise ever since. That was,
Wow.
yep,
Wow, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, to see that you come from such a musical entertainment industry family and you end up on a show that you always wanted to be on ever since you were little, which is
right.
iconic, Soul Train. Like, wow.
Yeah. And my
Wow.
brother was on the show and I was like, wow, he was on the show with different years, but I was like, oh wow, they just connected together. But yeah.
So, do you know how Tony felt about being the lead of High Five at such a young age?
Excited because my dad, I asked him about it, and my sister, he was excited to be in because that's all he wanted to do was sing. So, because he started in talent shows and even in the church, let me put that, he sung in the church choir.
Mhm.
That's what my sister let me know he was into singing
Very at a very young age.
at a very young.
On I believe on their first album, the song "I Know Love," I think he's about 13 on that song. I'm like, "Whoa." Like,
I know.
vocals like this at 13 is
Uh,
amazing.
yes.
That's that's really good though that
Just like Monica
yeah,
and Kevin Campbell, they all started
mhm,
young.
very
Back
young.
there was a lot of talented artists,
Mhm.
singers.
So coming up, do you know how he dealt with, you're a kid, but then all of a sudden you're famous. Everyone knows your name, girls are after you. How was that experience for Tony?
You know, he was very quiet, so he was quiet and laid back, but he knew girls liked him. He liked the girls so,
Mhm.
little with the dimples. So
Right. Very nice smile. Oh,
he was sweet. Yeah.
Do you wanna ask so, do you know what success looked like to Tony in his own words?
Not really in his own words. I just know he was excited about being in the spotlight and being an artist, and
Mhm,
that's what he loved doing. So his dreams came true at a young age. Sometimes you know when you're young what you want it to be. Because when I was young, ever since I was little, I always daydreamed of being on TV, on Fame, or with Debbie Allen or dancing. So
mhm,
everybody young, they know what they want to be. So
right.
blessed to achieve it. You know, sometimes dreams it's meant to be, and it was meant for him to be a singer, and
Mhm.
that's all he did. He didn't do anything else.
So, what was his life like outside of the spotlight? Did he have certain hobbies that he liked to do outside of music, like shopping or listening or looking at the latest sports news?
Now
What
I
was
don't remember him looking at no sports. He was always into singing and talking about singing. I remember when his solo album came out, and he called me up and was so excited that he worked with Dave Hollister and Albie Sure, Joe was R. Kelly on there? He was just excited. He was so happy about that solo. I
Mhm.
think they should have pushed that more.
Oh,
He was
absolutely, absolutely.
so excited. I thought it was really a good album. But yeah, that's all he was excited about. Music. He loved it.
That's good, that's good. So, departing from High Five and wanting his solo project that we all know, we love, we wish it woulda got more push. How did he feel knowing that did he feel like people would appreciate him still outside of High Five, or did he feel like, "What if they don't, like me outside of this group that they know me so well from?"
Yeah, he was nervous about it, but he was certain because of his talent. You know, he was the lead singer. So
Right.
many ventured out being solo, like Bobby Brown, a lot of artists
Mhm.
did that. So he felt confident that his fans would still, love his voice and still appreciate it. He really was excited about it. And he still had plans to sing, do gospel, do a lot of other songs. And there's other, like it's a producer up here that has music of his that's not released. And I can't wait till he shares it with me so I can share it with the public. But I need to reach out to him
Mhm.
again because I want to hear it. Play it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mhm.
Right. Mhm.
So, how did Tony stay grounded at the peak of his career? We hear a lot of people not talking to their families when they reach the peak, or we hear them just being a little mean to everyone around them and being super selfish. But how was Tony at the peak of his career?
His mom, well, his mom was very spiritual. She kept him,
Mhm,
focused and grounded. So he loved being around his family, his sisters. We would go there and just chill with him, eat. He used to joke about me having a tapeworm because I would eat and I was real skinny back then. I think
mhm,
it's now I got weight. But he used to say, Dee Dee, you got to take one. You eat a lot. But yeah, he liked just chilling with his family. So he was laid back and his friends that he grew up with in Waco. So he still had his regular friends that, so he wasn't all about, Hollywood or whatever. He still had his childhood friends from where
right.
he grew up in Waco.
So, did he have any musical aspirations outside of singing and dancing? Like, did he want to play an instrument, or was it always just strictly singing, dancing,
Just singing and dancing.
singing, and dancing?
I think he would have been good in movies, like I told him, like this, like a movie
Was he
or
ever in a movie?
no, like my sister said, he had an opportunity to be in one, but I don't
Mm.
know what happened with that. But I think he could have did more.
Yes, I just wow, you just gave me like I don't think I ever no, I don't ever thought about him being in a movie. Wow.
Soundtrack, Sister Act.
Yeah, that soundtrack, yeah.
You know, the boy that was singing in part two. I
Mhm.
think
He
he
could
could
have
have
did
been
well,
good at
yeah,
that. I think
yeah,
he had to audition for that. I don't know what happened with that, but he would have been perfect for that. I think.
mhm. I agree. I agree. So this is the '90s, people are popping off. We have groups, we have solo acts. Do
Right.
you remember any of Tony's favorite artists at the time?
Of course, New Edition. We
Mhm.
love New Edition, Bobby Brown, I'll Be Sure, and of course Teddy Riley. So many. Let's see who else. R. Kelly,
Mhm.
Brandy. Yeah, Aaliyah. Who else did he like? Of course, Gerald Levert. That was his boy.
Yes,
What's
yes.
so funny about it? Right the year before Gerald Levert passed, because he passed a year before Tony. Me
Mm,
and Tony just ran into him in Dallas. We took a picture together and hung out,
mm,
and then like that.
I remember who called me up, somebody in my family, and I just remember screaming. I couldn't believe it because
mhm.
I just recently had talked to him, and we were just small talking about what was going on in life, and then that's what happened.
Mhm.
And we planned for. We had like two awake in Fort Worth, and then one in Waco. We had a big funeral there, so we had two. And I'm trying to remember. I think the guy from Color Me Bad, what's that singer? He came to one, but I don't remember because I was in a fog if
Right.
anybody from entertainment came and supported it. I don't recall it at all, come to think about it, because me and my family was so like,
This
couldn't
yeah.
leave. So if they were there, I didn't see them.
Mm. Yeah. So at the time, so was it like plastered over TV, high fives, Tony Thompson has passed away?
Because I still got the news article. I still have it to this day. I kept it. So,
Mhm. I
but I
think what
never.
I remember seeing is when it was announced on well, I wasn't born, but, like, when I s no, I was born, I was just too little to
You were
remember.
just little, yeah.
But when I grew up, though, I remember seeing I think his name was Terrence on 106 in Park when they announced it. I think I remember seeing that.
Okay.
But, like, you speak of, like, the news, like, I can only imagine, like, at that time, just that news just breaks and everyone the vibe feels different, like
Right.
Whitney Houston death or Michael Jackson death, no matter the scale
Yes.
of fame, it's just so sad because we lose someone who meant so much to us, not only, like, with music, but because music heals, and you just never
Right.
know, how
True.
people use an artist's music. But,
Right.
yeah, while he was alive, do you feel like he got the flowers he deserved?
Mm, kind of. Yeah. But he didn't live as long as, we would want him to. But I think during that time, he saw the love. I
Mm,
really, he did some shows in Waco and some Dallas that we would go out and people would show up and
mhm.
be. Remember, he did one with H Town up in Arlington, Texas, and people were there. I just wish it was more footage.
Right, right.
Back then, we were in the moment. We didn't like all have our cameras
Mhm,
out, which
mhm.
I wish now we did. You know, like during the time we would go to birthdays celebration together. I would pick Tony up. He'll call me, and we'll go way to Waco and celebrate with my sister, whose birthday was the day after his. They were really close. Now they're both gone because, like I said, they passed in the same year in 2007, 2 months apart. So
Right,
we buried my brother Tony. We buried our sister 2 months later, Alice. So we didn't even have time to mourn fully him, then mourn her.
right.
So it was hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he would be so proud of his son, Tevin. He has a son that's named Tony after him. They look exactly
Mhm.
alike.
Just like
You
him.
seen the picture?
Yes,
Fools. Oh my God.
just
And
like him.
they look like twins. He would have loved to see
Mhm,
him. Grandson.
mhm.
And then he has another one that's similar to him too, but they all look alike with the dimples, the chin, everything.
Yes, they all look alike.
Hmm. Especially little Tony, the one
Mm, the
exactly.
son, younger
Hmm.
son, he looks just like him. So do you
Right.
think today's generation knows his impact on R&B?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I see that you bring his music out. I saw that. I was like, oh, look at that. Thank you so much. I had to tell my sisters about it, my dad about it.
Me
Yes.
too.
And I see other people just on TikTok, the other social medias.
Mhm.
Even they have fan pages, just Tony Thompson.
Right.
like, wow, he would have loved that. He would have been hyped. I could just hear him.
Mhm,
Like, look, dang, dang. Yeah,
mhm.
happy about it. I think he would have really appreciated it. Yeah. And I think he knew. Yeah. Because he told me, yeah, they'll stop him and ask him to sing. He would sing. Right.
Mhm.
If somebody stopped him, he would sing for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you think that he would have wanted to be remembered?
Like he's being remembered now. His music played, and
Mhm,
artists are using the samples of the music, showing his love. Like I told you, I'm not sure. I think I told you that time on my live that Tank, I went to his concert and he started singing. I was backstage. He sung Tony's song from his solo album, I'll Be Your Slave.
mhm.
And I was like, oh, why I didn't have a camera then?
Right.
And so many artists have love for him, and people that I didn't realize. People would send me videos of different artists playing his music, like in the rap, even new people, not just old school like
Right.
Snoop or somebody like that, but other artists playing his music, from actors to entertainers, people in sports. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's remembered. I think he would be happy about it.
Oh, absolutely. We have to carry this legacy on. So
Right.
outside of, the fans and
Mhm.
people that are a fan of him because of his music, but how does his family honor his legacy?
Well, we do honor. We had like a major thing where he put him on his or on our shirts, and we go to the like a club or a recreational place and just
Mhm.
celebrate and play his music. Everybody be rocking his shirts, or they go to his gravesite and let the balloons go.
Right.
And yeah, it's hard, but yeah, I try to go to both my sister and my brothers because
Right. Because
they
they
were
were so I didn't know that they passed so
close, right? That
yeah.
part this year, 2007.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tony's and then my Alice, she passed away like a day after my birthday in 2007. And
Oh.
part about it, me and my sister who lived up this way, we were going to celebrate her birthday, which
Mhm.
would have been Memorial whatever weekend. But anyway, it didn't happen because she passed right before her birthday, September 3rd.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I had
So it
no
was, thank you. It was hard for my dad, Tony, and of course,
Mhm. Yeah,
which
'cause,
they,
parents
you
don't expect their kids to don't
yeah,
parents don't expect to outlive their kids. So
right.
it's just so sad.
It is. But that, like I said, my brother's mom is so strong and spiritual. I remember my nephew, I don't know, he was on my live. He came up, he's named after Tony. My sister who passed
So
named her middle son after her brother, our
wow.
brother. His name
Wow.
is Antonio.
Mhm.
And
What?
he can sing. That's why I was thinking he would just push on. We used to tape him. His sisters used to tape him singing. He could sing. I was
Wow.
like,
Does he
wow.
make music?
Huh?
Does he make music?
Yes, I'm gonna have to send you the song. I'm
Okay.
type sent it to me. He can sing, but he been singing since he was like 4. But I remember when his mom passed away, he sat in my lap because I was crying. He was like, "Dee Dee, it'll be all right." He was so strong back then. Only 4 years old.
Wow.
I was like, wow. But
Wow.
but yeah. I don't know if any other like his grandson will sing, but I know he's into sports,
Mhm.
like football and track. He's good.
Wow.
So
Is there a song that you have as your favorite, as well as your sister who passed at the same time? And can you remind me of her name again?
Alice Thompson.
Alice. So what was Alice's favorite song, and what was your favorite song of Tony?
Oh, I had so many. Oh, let's see. From his first album,
Mhm.
I liked "Playing Hard to Get," of
Oh,
course,
yes, yes.
and I like "Wait, Can't Wait Another Minute,"
Mhm.
"Quality Time." Let's see. That's not from his first album. I like I know what's that other song? I was playing it. I kept playing it over and over. A little bit wiser now, a little bit older now.
Older now. Is that from their Faithful album?
Yes, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I love Faithful too. And Never Should Have Let Her Go. Mm, so many. That's like my favorites right there. What about yours?
Oh, great
If I
question.
didn't say it, but yeah, at least one.
Oh, I like I Wanna Love Like That from his solo album. Uh,
Yeah.
I listen I Know Love makes me wanna cry, like,
Mm.
13-year-old Tony had a no, he was anointed, like,
Oh
that's
yeah, that's
what I could
beautiful. Yeah.
and I love I Can't Wait Another Minute and, Just Another Girlfriend. I love Just Another Girlfriend. The little rap he does, like, "Okay, Tony, okay."
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what did he think about the resurgence of High Five in 2005? You know, it was
Yeah, all the new members.
15 years from, their debut, maybe a little bit more. I don't really know the math, but how did he feel about the 2005 High Five?
He liked it. He was trying to start over anew, and I don't know really what happened with that, but yeah, he wanted to start all over and have a new high five, but of course it couldn't work out.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Okay. Well, I think those are
girl, I don't know.
the questions we have for today, but thank you, Dana, so much
You're
for
so
oh,
welcome. Thank you. And I want you to talk to my dad. You'll learn more
oh, absolutely, absolutely. We
when he
must
was
move on.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you so much. I appreciate you for
Yes.
all you do with the music, not just my brothers, for all the other greats. You do a
Yes.
good job. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you, Dana. Thank you,
it.
Dana. This is
All
Halftime Chat, speaking on Tony's legacy with Dena Drake. Thank
right. Thank you.
you. Have a nice day.
Too. Bye
Bye.
bye.